Again, welcome to Introduction to Computer course. In these lectures, we are going to focus on what is a network, that's a computer network, also what is internet, the World Wide Web, as well as how computers, people, and the web pages are identified on the internet. As we all know, most web pages, again, every web pages have a unique address, and we are going to discuss about that. Also, we're going to describe how to access the web page and also navigate through a website. Also, we're going to discuss the societal impact of computers, including some benefits and also the risk related to their prominence in our society. So first, we start with what is a computer network. Again, a computer network normally consists of two or more computers that can, again, communicate or share resources. So a collection of hardware or other devices that are connected together. When these hardware computers or other devices are connected, they can be able to share data or also share hardware or software. Also, users can communicate with each other. So two users have two different computers, again, they can be able to communicate together if they know each other's IP address, which again, we're going to discuss later on. So a computer network is a collection of two or more computers that can share data, software, or some hardware resources. Next is the network servers. Network servers are the large computers that manages all the resources in the computer network system. So here we say network servers manages resources on a network. So computer network exists in many sizes and types. So for example, we have the home network, which will be a very small at home. Maybe we have two or more computers and printers who want to connect everything as one unit. Also school or small office networks. We also have a large corporate. And also we have the public wireless networks. We also have a mobile telephone networks, which is normally, again, mobile telephone companies, their network system. Now we have the names for the networks, which again depends on the geographical area, which is again the size of the network. So for example, a local area network, which is we call the LAN, local area network. It's normally a network that can occupy a one building or one room. Then we also have the wide area network. Example will be the internet. That's the largest network system. So wide area network means the network that are very large. Then we have a metropolitan area network. That will be a network within a city. And we may discuss all this. So this is a nice pictures we can. So this is a network system. You can see a desktop computer connected. There's a laptop, printer, everything are connected. And depends on the type of network system, which we call the topology. We may have a star topology, ring topology, which again, we may discuss it later. So what are the internet and also the World Wide Web? We know the internet is the largest and also most well-known computer network in the world. Internet, again, is a computer network. Here we have thousands, if not millions of computers connected together all over the world using either a satellite system to connect, be able to communicate. So individuals connect using the internet service provider, which we call the ISP. So for example, if I want to use the internet, I need to subscribe. I need a provider, internet service provider. Example would be the Optimum, AT&T, etc. Also, we have a World Wide Web. We'll say the World Wide Web is one of the elements or the components of the internet. Normally, one resources, which is a vast collection of web pages available through the internet. A website normally contains web pages stored on a web service. and also view using the web browser. So in order to view a web page, we need a web browser. Example would be the Internet Explorer, Chrome, Safari, Firefox, Opera. These are all a web browser. So a web browser is a special software application that make it possible for us to view information or data on the online or on the web pages. So this is an example. We have the looking up of information, Facebook, and also a special site for watching movies. It can be Netflix or any type of a site. So how do we access the network or the internet? So we need a modem or network adapter to connect. Normally a modem is a special device that again changes or transmit a data, but we know on a telephone line, we need analog data. In a computer system, understand only the digital. So the modem normally, again, transfers data, and also you have to change the data from analog to digital or digital to analog. So for example, if I'm sending a message from my computer, it's digital computer. Now, if this data must pass through a telephone line to go to another computer, then we need a modem. The modem in my computer may change the data from analog, from digital to analog. Then the receiving computer, the data is coming as analog, but the computer understands digital. So the modem also will change from analog back to digital so that, again, the receiver computer can understand. And the network adapter card, normally when we have a computer networking system, we need an adapter card, which make it possible for us to connect the computers together. So some networks require username and password just for authentication. Internet connections can be, again, a direct connection, which is always on, or dial-up connections, which normally use telephone line. It's not more common now. The internet address also are used to access resources on the internet. So for example, we use a special protocol that is the IP address, internet protocol. Normally it's a numeric address that identifies the computers. Normally it's 4 different parts. Example here, we have 207, period 46, period 197, period 32. And the digits cannot go more than 256. And this is called the IP4 because we have 4 different parts. In the future, we are trying to have IP6 because the IP addresses is almost finishing. So we have what we call the uniform resources locators. That is the address of the web page. So for example, here we have a laptop. There's a web page uniform resources locator, which we call the URS. Then usually it will begin with HTTP:// HTTP is again a special protocol for the networking, which is hypertext transfer protocol, called the hypertext transfer protocol. And then from there, we're going to have our web server. So this part of URL identify the web server hosting the web page. So for example, if the web server is Twitter, and we have example here, so this will be our URL address to access this web page. First, we start with the HTTPS, which is identify the protocols. Then next, twitter.com. This is where the web page is located. The part of the URL identify the web server hosting the web page. Then we have jobs. This will be a folder or a directory. So next comes the folder in which the web page is stored. Then the web page address is, the web page name is the index.html. That's the web page URL. So HTTPS twitter.com/jobs/index.html. Again, HTML is a special language, a script language that we use to develop the web page. So by having the extension .html, the operating system knows this is a web page, which normally again used to develop a website or web pages. So we say, what is the protocol? It's the hypertext transfer protocol. It's typically used to display web pages. So we start with the HTTPS is used for secure web pages. And nowadays, our web browser is already built in. So when we are writing an address, we don't need to start with the HTTPS no more. We can just go straight and say twitter.com, or we can use www.twitter.com/jobs/index.html. We also have what we call the file transfer protocol, which is again often used for file exchange, the FTP. Now, next is the email address. As we all know, email is one of the common use features on the internet. So email address consists of the username, identify the name, then @ symbol. Then after @ then we go to the domain section. So the domain name for the computer, that will be again handling the person's email, called the mail server. Then pronouncing the internet address. We have different types of address. For example, the domain name, and can be UR, and also uniform resources locator, then the email address. So the domain name, example here, we have berkeley.edu. Pronunciation will be berkeley again .edu. Then the URL address can be microsoft.com/windows/Internet Explorer default.asp. Again, ASP also is a special script language that can be used to create web pages, normally for the server. So ASP stands for the active server pages. A email format will be president@whitehouse.gov. So you have the username president. For example, my name is Charles Edeke. I can have my user C Edeke then wherever you are subscribing. For example, I'm using AOL, that's America Online, then it will be cadeke@aol.com. Here is .gov because again, White House is a government agency. We have .tv, .edu for education, etc. So this is a campus emergency notification system, how it works box. This features enable students and teachers to be notified of dangerous activity, whether the weather, etc., in a timely manner. Again, using the concept of the network. This can be sent through a text messages or email messages, Facebook pages, if again, the school have a Facebook page, or Twitter feeds, digital, etc. Now, how do we solve the internet? We need a web browser. So web browser is a special software that is used to display the web pages. Then the browser starting page or the home page. So for example, I'm going to use Google Chrome. I may double click on it or just go to the web page, the home page. So the first page display when the browser is open is called the home page. So I'll go to the Google Chrome, I tap, let's say mercy.edu and take me straight to the home page. From there, we can navigate. So to navigate to a web page, you can either type the URL in the address bar or click the hyperlink. It can be graphs or text link to other web pages. You can also select a favorite or bookmark or pages from the history list. So this example, we have the address, and these are all the links. And this is a Google website, homepage for search engine. So search sites, and normally the search site helps you locate what you are looking for. Typically search using the keywords. Then we also have the references sites. that will look up addresses, telephone numbers, zip codes, or maps, etc. Now, the format of an email, as we said earlier, is username at the domain name. Normally, an email is called the electronic mail. So electronic message exchange between computers on a network. And one of the most widely used internet application, that's the email. We can have a conventional email program or web-based or mobile-based. So example of a conventional one can be Microsoft Outlook. A web-based one can be a Gmail or Mac OS X Mail or Outlook.com. So a email can contain photos, we can attach files, etc. Even audio files. A mobile email may require a fee and other types of mobile communications, like example, short message service, multimedia message service. And again, the vast improvement in technology over the past decade have had, again, a distinct impact on our daily life. It can be at home or at work. Now, we know when we talk about computers and society, there are some benefits, but also there are some disadvantages. So many benefits of computer-oriented society. Again, one is ability to design products before construction leads to a safer product, or earlier medical diagnosis and more effective treatment. For example, we have data mining or machine learning applications that again can predict or even diagnose a patient's diseases. Devices that allow physically or and visually challenge individuals to perform job tasks. So there are some computer applications that make it possible to assist physically or visually challenged individuals. Document, email, or fast in moments. We can also download information, music, programs, movies, more on demand. One of the benefits also, we can take courses online. We can do almost our daily activities online, banking, shopping, etc. Computer-oriented society also has a risk. So one of the risks, again, is stress and health concerns. Spam, emails, overwhelming, take a lot of time. Also, computer viruses. Now, if I have only one computer and it's not connected to any device, it's a standalone computer, I'm not going to worry about viruses because nobody can send any message or access my computer because it's a standalone computer. But when the computer is connected to a network system, again, one of the disadvantages can be you may receive a bad program such as viruses or malware. Also, identity theft and phishing. You may receive email asking us for privacy, private data, credit card, etc. Also, private issues, how data is collected, especially for data mining concepts. Data will be used in a wrongful manner, etc. Differences in online communication, again, is less formal than traditional. Online communication is less formal than traditional. So here is, again, if you are using email, especially sending an email to a friend, there's different way. You may sound more casual, but an email to a professional or working environment may sound more professional. But these are some few advice we try to present here. For example, using email communication, try to be polite and considerate of others. Also, you should refrain from offensive remarks. Abbreviations, which is acronyms and emotions. It's okay if it's personal emails, but for professionals, you have to be careful. So example, BTW means by the way, not for professional. Illustration faces such as this, happy face. So give many individuals a sense of freedom, and also can be abused. So we should be careful how we use our computer systems, especially the internet, accessing social media. Information integrity, also use common sense when evaluating online content. Very careful. Sometimes we may end up giving out our sensitive informations. Maybe you may have a bad site and have a lot of graphic images of yourself applying for a job nowadays, and some employers may even look your background, simply just Google your name. So we should be very careful. Check your source. Not all information on the internet is accurate. So again, we're going to end the lectures here, and this is the last lecture for the chapter 1 of the course textbook. We continue with chapter 2 in our next lectures. So again, thank you.